Our brethren in evangelical circles get great mileage out of the readings of this day. There is a choice between life and death, and also there is a choice in the gospel with regard to this world or the next, properly addressed. Oftentimes, truth is not an either-or question, but a both-and. And we do well to take on board something of the zeal of our evangelical brethren for the salvation of every soul. For after all, the bottom line is getting home. And it is true, as the likes of the great evangelist Billy Graham would have insisted, that the gospel warning about gaining the whole world and losing one's own soul is eternally valid, and indeed essential to our approach to life. What is happening out there? Massively, souls are orientated towards the immediate, and the immediate today is far more evasive than it was 50 years ago, for people are no longer alone with their thoughts. So Lent is a time to take a bearing. We were reminded yesterday of our fragility. Each of us is equal in his dust. And when we stand before an empty grave where the coffin is about to be lowered, we are reminded each time of that truth. Death is the great equalizer, and there one sees how much the immediate mattered or did not matter. Before, what at that point is actually far more immediate. C.S. Lewis, in Mere Christianity, has this description of a soul coming up to the gates of heaven, fairly keen on defending its truth, and starting on the same tone when it gets there. Whereas actually the answer given is there are actually more pressing issues to be discussed. And so it is that as we walk through life, and in particular as we walk into the desert of Lent, we can have the broader view of things. Where are our souls at on this journey to their return to dust? And should the call come today, where are they? And each of us has to answer that. St. Leo the Great points out the apostolic origin of the sacred season of Lent. If it is true that it has come from the very origins of Christianity, we have a responsibility not to diminish its force. We are given the same medicine as our fathers in the faith, coming apart into the desert, and a certain simplification and indeed pain, that we may feel our essential weakness and our dependency. For when the body is full, we are self-sufficient. When we are empty also psychologically, able to receive. For when the body is calm and empty, the silent voice is able more easily to break through and be perceived. Lent is a time to distance ourselves from the many uplifted voices that crowd out what is actually the one thing necessary. Beneath the shadow of thy throne, thy saints have dwelt secure. Sufficient is thine arm alone, and our defense is sure. Before the hills in order stood, all earth received her frame. From everlasting thou art God, to endless years the same. 1,000 ages in thy sight are like an evening gone. Short as the watch that ends the